but also the quality and the longevity of the structures. So there must be a minimum cost for the sustainable constructions and for the longevity of the building put in place. Taking into account that entire Uganda is now a planning area. Everywhere you stand in Uganda is a planning area. So it's important to embrace this technology and ensure that what we have, I think you know that now the majority in Uganda now are using soil to make bricks. I think that's what, because the subi is no longer available, it is just a soil. But now we want to make it better. So affordability is very important, sustainability, and also the durability. Those two, they must be in the end a minimum cost, and that is the dynamics of the economy. The dynamics of the economy will determine the minimum cost, but we must make sure that that minimum cost covers the affordability, the sustainability, the durability. We cannot standards for the sake of value. That we have implemented the manifesto. Some of these things you only notice them as time goes. And the quality of the materials, for example, being used can only be ascertained if you actually carry out a survey. But what we have noticed is that as these exhibitions are being held, more and more planned buildings are coming up. And why this particular one is necessary is because it is spreading so fast. You know, previously it was only Kampala with the construction boom. Now you go to Mityana, there's a construction boom. You go to Kiboga, you go to Bukwiri, you go to Gulu, it is spread over. The pace is faster than we can plan. So I think we need a survey to actually quantify. But the thing is that we cannot wait because the economy is growing much faster than we can plan. So when we have an exhibition of this nature, people coming from all over, then they pick the technology and use it wherever they get in Uganda. Fortunately, the ministry is here. We have a whole department. So whoever has not grasped the entirety of the technology to be used can come. And we have a permanent relationship which we have established. And particularly those who are building on a large scale. But even those on a smaller scale, the survey department is there, the architectural associations is there, and the valuations, the quantity surveying, they're all there in one place in the ministry, and we're able to get forward. Number, this is because what we are used to was building bungalow, and the title we knew was the title on the surface. But now, with especially the urbanization, the space is getting smaller. Where you have that bungalow housing only the media, you can have 20 other houses on top. But this individual down cannot afford to build all those. And he cannot afford to build another house there because there's Kingdom Hall there. So we go up. Now, at every level, you need a third, because purchasing a house is not like we used to do those days. At home, somebody decides to build a house, gets together the family, they do kadongo, they do what, and they start building. These days, an investor comes, he builds a house. Now he invites those who want apartments. Now you go to the bank to get facility, financial facility. The bank will request for a title. So we have now created the condominium. You get a title. That title, you can now go to the bank, get facilitated financial facilitation. So you buy a title space. So That's what we call a title space. It's really land. You know the definition of land. Everything on the ground, under the earth, going up the sky. That's all land. So now we have now advanced from just the surface to the space, and below the ground. Well, if you can create a condominium unit, if that technology is there, then you get that title, which guarantees your ownership in perpetuity. It's sown to grow, and you cannot really grow at the level other countries have grown. For example, America, I think, declared their independence in what, 1770 something, and we got independence in 1962 when we were about 6 million people. Now we cannot compete with them at the same level. What some countries have done is to put a protective shield that in this area don't come in. This is for locals only. What has happened, once you do that, now these strong economies which have already grown, they sabotage you internationally. They go to the World Bank, so you find that you are squeezed somehow in a corner how to protect your people. What has happened in some areas is to insist that if you are an international construction company, at least have a local partner who owns at least over 15% of your equity. You work together, especially in the road construction. We have where a Chinese company comes in and we insist get a local partner of who can go into a certain coach. And you must know that we don't have many of these, by the way. When I was growing up, we used to have Mukala's construction. I don't know where he disappeared to. Now sometimes I see dot services, I'm told it's a local company. Then eventually I'm told no, it's actually not a local company.
Ate nga mu ministry okuwandiisa ettaka lyo okwetaagisa okuba ki